Let's have a look at the market. So I'm on the crypto bubbles, having a look at the top 100 crypto coins at the moment on the monthly, and you can see the majority of them are down. The majority of them are down over the month. Helium, HNT, 66%. Wow. Aave, 12.29%. That's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Helium on the Solana network, not too sure why that's booming, but everything's typically down. Bitcoin down 12% over the month versus some of the others, and ETH at 25%. So judge your altcoins based on those two metrics, really. Bitcoin, the daddy, 12%. Daddy of the altcoins, 25%. How some of the others doing? SHIB a bit lower. Maker, Floki 40%, Mantra DAO down 36%, and that's a hot narrative at the moment. So that's down quite a bit. KuCoin shares, not too bad, doing better than Ethereum, which is pretty cool. Cosmos down 30%, that's a big hit. XRP 1.87%. Oh yeah, I think XRP did some numbers the other day as well, didn't they? TIA down 26%. You can do the rest, right? Fear and greed, we're in fear. Okay, yesterday was fear, extreme fear, and you know, even if you was to, it would be interesting to have a look to see if you was to purchase only in fear and extreme fear, what your returns would be. Okay, bull and bear. Okay, particularly the bull market, because we're in a bull market at the moment, but times where you bought in extreme fear, was that a good thing to do? And that'll be something that I'll have a look at actually. Onto the cryptocurrency market cap, total cryptocurrency market cap. Yep, we came down in this sort of microphone sort of channel. Yep, resistance points, support points here, hit the 50%, and we did get a bounce, of course, from the 50%, and we're trying to hold it, right? We're trying to hold these sort of lows here, this as resistance, but if we don't, it's very likely we'll come back down and retest the 50%, okay, or at least some of this wick here, which starts from about 1.87 trillion all the way to the 50%, which is at 1.7 trillion. Okay, so that's what the total cryptocurrency market is doing at the moment. But let's have a look at some altcoins, namely let's have a look at Bitcoin first. So over to Bitcoin. Right, so here's my Bitcoin chart. It's the chart that I was using for a while. So yeah, of course, we have been tracking that range. Okay, we've been tracking this range for quite a while, and it looks like it's broken this. It's at the moment breaking this range on a daily. Right, we don't want to see it going below here. Otherwise, it's very likely we're going to come back down and retest some of this wicks, the wick of this candle. Okay, so that's around 53,000 to the 50% at 49,000. So those are two numbers you want to be aware of. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what's going on. So on the 4-hour chart, okay, so a bit more close in time frame, you can see what I was tracking was some resistance points here, resistance, third resistance point. We haven't broken from this swing low here, okay, so we are technically still somewhat in a range. Okay, we are still technically somewhat in a range until it breaks down that range. Then if it does break down this as support, it will most likely head its way back down to the 50% level down here at 49k. So keep an eye on that, that's for sure. Keep an eye for support coming in around here, and let's have a look and see where our 50% is on that swing, because we had that big scare on Monday the 5th of August. Back out our fibs all the way to the top, there we go. And yeah, so our 50% comes in at 55k here. Okay, so it's roughly where this swing is here. So it's a pretty important interest point right down here. Okay, so if we make our way down here, 55k, that might be a good place to put on some bets. Ladder in your longs here. Okay, not wanting to lose that 53.8k. Okay, larger portion of your money goes to 53.8k, and if we lose that, get out. Okay, and then maybe you might want to load back in up here to have some larger amounts of money down here. I know I will, and layer in like that. Okay, it's a big point down here, don't get me wrong. This is 43k. Not a lot of people would like to see it get down there. I mean, I wouldn't mind to buy some down there, but it would scare the GBs out of the market. Okay, that would be crazy, and I imagine we would see some hella bullish RSI divergence on that move there. So be prepared for that just in case. But alternatively, we might get a 50% bounce here and then a push up. You know, let's look at the long scenario, the bullish scenario. We might get a push up here, and then we want to hold. We definitely want to hold above this 53.358k. Okay, so I wouldn't mind seeing a little bounce down here, push out of this resistance level here, push out of this resistance, and do a retest on the monthly swing, which is this white line here, and that resistance, and the the downswoping trend line, which is currently resistance, but then it's used as support. So that will be this sort of scenario. Come out, struggle here, push out, retest. That will be me also going long as well, and hopefully it makes its way up, because timing wise, it's coming to the time, right? It's coming to the time. It's getting to September, October. October's usually a bullish month. You can see I've marked out October here, 224 days here as well, 224 days. That was similar to the consolidation period that we marked off back down here in 2023, March 2023. It's about 224 days across that way. So consolidation, yeah, it could take that long as well. I know in some, let's move over to the 5-day and get a bit of room here. So yeah, 220 odd days. The transition from the bear market to the bull market was 275 days. I think it would have been a lot quicker. It would have been a bit quicker if we didn't have that FTX collapse here, because I think that was a bit of a black swan, pushed us down. We got some bullish RSI divergence because the price was coming lower while the RSI was going higher, and that was a great place to buy. High volume here, you can see on this bar here, and so those are all good indicators for going long, really. So what we can see here at the moment, that's a large amount of volume in comparison to all these previous weeks. Okay, all the way up until March when we first entered the range, you know, and it put the stop, put the brakes on that bullishness. So that's quite a bit of volume here. This is a significant candle that I'm looking at. So I wouldn't mind seeing it come back down again. I wouldn't mind seeing it come back down. Maybe flush out some of these longs. Maybe it doesn't get to the 618. Flushes out people that have their stop losses down here. So 48 to 47k. Is there a swing down here? There's a swing here. So there's probably quite a bit of liquidity here to sort of grab and flush people out. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Altcoins will bleed like crazy, and before we make our way up, because I believe I'm long-term bullish. I'm long-term bullish. I am long-term bullish. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Let's have a look at the altcoins, and let's have a look at the daddy first, ETH. So ETH, yep, I haven't gone into this chart for quite a while. ETH has been very disappointing, I must say. What have we been tracking? Well, from the bear market low, June 2022, even up until here November. If you look at this, ETH has been putting in higher lows, putting a higher low at that period, while Bitcoin put in a lower low and produced some bullish RSI divergence. But ETH at the start was looking real bullish, like it was looking like it was ready to go versus Bitcoin, and that was the narrative. Believe me, that was the narrative. Anyway, tracking this rising triangle, and it came out, pushed out. Nobody thought that it will come back for a retest. I always had this on my charts. Go back and have a look. And I said it can come back down to retest this, because I don't believe this is a good retest at all. Okay, we're looking at it on the 5-day, but it wasn't a great retest. And it's come back down. Okay, high volume is a great place to pick up some ETH here. All right. Now, if Bitcoin does that drop, that bearish scenario, yeah, it's likely ETH will come back down here as well. It's likely ETH will come back down here as well to $2,000. Put your bids in there. Let's zoom in a little bit. 4 hour, we were tracking this upswoping trend line here, okay, which it broke down from. All right, there we go. There's a hit. There's a dropout. Back test of the trend line, and we haven't been able to reclaim its high here, okay, but we're teetering on the 618 here, the 618, which is coming at 2.5. Okay, coming in at 2.5. So yeah, that's ETH. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the 618. Keep an eye on 2,500 to 2,400. Let's have a look at some of the other altcoins. Let's go to Solana, everyone's favorite altcoin. I definitely said I wasn't investing any more in Solana because it was way too bullish up here. It's been way too bullish. Let's go to the daily. Solana was bullish going up into here. Everyone was talking about it online, and I was like, that I ain't going into that. I'm not putting any more money in Solana because like it's just overly bullish. But it is a strong coin. There's no going around it, right? There's no going around it. Bear market to bull market 50% right here on $111, and it hit that with high volume, just like many of the other coins here. And you're going to see a rhyme here, right? If your coin hasn't got a lot of volume coming in on that scary day, that extreme fear day on Monday the 5th of August, and it hasn't got a lot of volume and it didn't get a bounce, or it's producing lower highs from this point, I would be concerned. I'd be concerned, especially if it isn't doing something like forming any sort of a pattern that's bullish, like a descending triangle that's bullish, that with RSI divergence, that's what I'd want to see. Okay, if your coin isn't at least doing that, reconsider your position, but that's just me. What do I know? Cool. Solana, I've got a 50% already here, so I'm tracking that. That's at $136. Hopefully we've got quite a bit of support here. Okay, at $136 to $128. Okay, and we of course got the 50%, which is the $111. So you might want to put some bids in there. Okay, but if you want to get a bit greedy and you want to wait it out and you think you can catch it, you might want to catch Solana at 618, which is at $87. It'll probably take a time to get there. I can't imagine a flash crash sort of coming and then just taking us out immediately. But get your bids on there if you believe in Solana. Spot position. I know I certainly will be. That's Solana. Let's have a look at NEAR. Haven't had a look at NEAR in a while. Where are you, Element? There you are, NEAR USDT. Okay, it's cool. NEAR's NEAR's a bit of a funny one for me. It's closed. So let's go to the 5 daily. Let's go to the 5 day. Okay, so it did close a candle outside of its 618, but pushed back up. And this is why I like to see at least 2 closes underneath a particular level. All right, it didn't close 2 candles beneath the golden ratio here at $3.76 or $4, which is a good sign. But I want to see this hold. I don't want to see this broken. I really don't want to see that broken on NEAR. Okay, I really don't want to see that broken, and you definitely don't want to see the one broken here, which is at $2.39. Okay, but more importantly, this $3, it's quite a round number. We had some significant volume versus the volume prior to it, so that's what I'm looking at for this. I really want to see it hold this $3.76, and I really want to see it hold $3. Yeah, don't lose it, NEAR. Don't lose it. I'm hoping it holds out for that, because it needs to get its ass above here. And to be honest with you, I'll be having a look at the dominance. If it does manage to regain this area, this $3 and $4 area, and it makes its way up, I'm going to be looking to see if it's getting some resistance here, because we've also got this downsloping trend line that it's going to have to contend with. Okay, and the 50%, NEAR's got a lot of work to do now. It's got a lot of work to do. So I will be paying attention to NEAR if it bounces, if it gets to its 50%, because that will be a time to leave a large majority of my NEAR position if that happens. But yeah, let's see how NEAR contends with that. Anything else that we want to have a look at? Is there anything of interest to me at the moment? I'm keeping the cards quite close to my chest, because I am sort of in the transition of thinking about what I want to do with my coins if things starts taking a turn for the worst. So I will let you lot know what I do. I'll let you know what I do. But you know, as I say, you know, you need to place your alerts. I certainly need to get my alerts on the charts, and that's what I'm going to do today. Actually, I'm going to spend today looking at the chart, setting my alerts up, and naming those alerts as well for what I'm supposed to do. So if I've got an alert down here on my 50% of Bitcoin at 49.3k, I'm going to say, hey, that's a buy. 43.5k, buy. You know, buy, because it's at the 618. It's important to have the alerts to tell you what to do, because you might be doing something. You might be out with your parents or your kids or your family or whatever the case may be. The alert goes off and you don't even know what to do. So it's good to have some instructions on that. But that's that. USDT though, USDT dominance. Usually when USDT comes down to some support like that, like it did here in March 2024, those are the times when, you know, the altcoins and cryptocurrency, they take a hit, right? So it has come to its resistance point right here, and it got rejected. You can see that rejection there. You can see that rejection there, the long wick here, that long wick, which is good. We want to see it come back down. We want to see that come back down. And as for the DXY, you know, it has broken this trend. This is a 5 daily. It's 5 daily. This is one candle close. This candle hasn't closed on the 5 daily. We've got 1 day and 13 hours left. It might do a retest to confirm that we're going bearish. Might do a retest, in which case on its move up here, on its move up to retest, crypto could take a hit. Okay, but that confirmation here, if we see some weakness, it's very likely we'll go much further down and could be the precursors to a bull market, a big bull market. And Bitcoin dominance, you know, as you can see, the Bitcoin dominance it just goes to show that you're better off. You was better off in Bitcoin from September 2022, September 2022, November 2022. That final low, it's been all Bitcoin. It's been all Bitcoin. It's been all Bitcoin, and it hasn't lost these trend lines. I'm tracking two particular trend lines here at the moment. We are coming into some resistance here from 56% to 59%, 58.5%. So we're looking to see this break down. So yeah, hopefully the dollar goes down, continues to go down. It might need to obviously retest that resistance that was there. That will cause Bitcoin dominance to probably still spike up. And then I imagine that as time goes by into later this year, the fourth quarter of this year and next year, that Bitcoin dominance will start to kind of come down, and it will be altcoin season. So position yourself well. Okay, don't get scared out of the market. Keep track of what you're doing. If you've got any questions, let me know. Like and subscribe. But then again, you know, what do I know? Enjoy your day.